What up, dudes? Tom here. Just some more Halo 2 gameplay, and it's going to be a dual commentary with my good friend Steve. Haven't talked to him in months. Uh, Background on Steve, like all-time Halo 2 player, loved the game. He's just going to talk to you a little bit about, well, it's just a dual com, but just tell you why he stopped making videos because he was just disappointed with with Halo 4 in general. Can you give him the background, Steve?
Well, this is going to be an open debate because obviously not everyone's going to agree. But from my point of view, got PVR right. You're thinking, yeah, Halo 4 is going to come out. Got some good games coming out on the Xbox. Going to be a bit of a laugh. Enjoying myself here. And then after the massive hype Halo 4 had, first first few hours of playing it, you just begin to realise that it is pretty much Halo Reach. Just if you just right take the title of Halo Reach, take out the Reach, and just slap a 4 there. That is
Well,
it.
I
There
wouldn't
is
I
still no
wouldn't
rankings.
necessarily go that far. I'd say that it was just the the whole adding so much stuff into it was uh, not necessary in my opinion because uh, you out of all people, you guys got to understand that Steve literally got Halo 2, but played it way before me from the day it was out. Literally, he got Xbox Live on the day it came out, so he's a veteran. Like he knows it. He's seen it all. He's played Halo 3. He's seen Halo 3. Um, you know, so he's got a good idea of why Halo 4 is not working at the moment. It's kind of pretty self-explanatory. I mean, Steve's basically quit Halo 4 as soon as it came out, played a few games and just got bored. And you can honestly say now, Steve, that you haven't missed out on anything because the ranking system.
There's nothing there.
Yeah,
You play a game to achieve something. Like you obviously play it for entertainment purposes, but for people like me and like the majority of the Halo community, to be entertained is to achieve that ultimate goal, which in all the other Halos, bar Reach and 4, like so Halo 2 and Halo 3, there was a max level, but that isn't there anymore. There's just so much. They've just tried to put so much more stuff that was not needed into the game. Halo 2 was such a basic game. There was no sprints, there was no jetpacks, none of that shit. It was just everyone was the same running pace. There wasn't all these fucking alien weapons that you have now in Halo 4. Well, they're obviously worth like the needle and stuff like that and the carbine, but
yeah, definitely.
nothing extreme.
Yeah, and I mean, from the day you played Halo 2, you fell in love with it because of its pure longevity with some of the great maps that were just out of the box playable. It was just fun from there, wasn't it?
There was also like Halo 2 is a great example of what like the maps of a game, which makes it good and makes it bad. Because everyone talks about Halo 2 and how good the maps were, but looking back at it, not all of the Halo 2 maps were good. They had some ridiculously shit maps in there,
Yeah,
but it was just the ones that were good
yeah, and
stood out.
if those maps weren't in the game, then there was no way that this game would have been as good as it was. It was kind of a collaborated mistake in my opinion because they weren't meant to make the glitches, and as we've seen, it's either a game comes out with good maps, like Halo 3 and Halo 2 came out with these out of the box kind of maps, some of them which were just so overplayable, but like in a good way. So you could like just overplay like Narrows and Pit and Lockout, and you could play Beaver Creek, and you could play these maps. But then there would be like Relic and shit that we don't really like on Halo 2, and Longshore on Halo 3, and Citadel on Halo 3, and stuff like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Especially with on Halo 3, all the DLC maps that came out, all of them were pretty poor.
Yeah.
I can't think of one that actually I'd say was good and actually people enjoyed playing because Foundry was one of the main maps through just create like the basic Foundry, or you had like the created maps on Foundry. You had Guardian, the Pit, Narrows, and Construct. They're the main ones which were built into the game already. Back with Halo 2, they brought in 1 or 2 good maps for the DLCs, but that was about it. And then you got Halo 4, which every single map just does not make sense. They're either too big, which is why it's 5v5.
Well, I'll have to disagree with you on a few things. Like, I do like Halo 4. I just don't like it where it's at the moment. But I just thought it'd be good to bring in like um, an opinion that is kind of like you've had the experience, you know what you're talking about. To be fair, because you've played it for a fair long time. To be fair, so I think you know a bit about the series, and it's just like I kind of because I haven't talked to you in a few months. I just guess I wanted to see what you were doing and what you thought of the game and if you were coming back to it. But obviously I can tell you kind of hate it and you don't think it's gonna get better, do you?
Well, I just don't see how. If you, the makers of Halo 4, even though it's a new company, could easily look back at the previous games of Halo 2, Halo 3, realize that Halo 2 was the biggest hit out of all of them, and Halo 3 carried it on a little bit. But then when they made Reach, MLG lost out on money for holding Reach events, and now MLG's have to drop Halo 4 altogether. And from what I've heard of, a lot of MLG pros have stopped playing Halo and moved on to COD just because Halo 4 isn't as good, doesn't live up to all the hype there was for one, and then also doesn't live up to the good old memories and the days of Halo 2 and some of Halo 3.
Yeah,
And I don't understand how anyone who's creating a new game can look back on all them and just think, actually, I'll just remake Halo Reach, and
yeah. I mean, what everyone's saying at the moment is that Halo's. Do you want to turn your sound down a bit, Steve?
yeah.
Yeah. Um, what everyone's like noticing at the moment is that Halo is not being supported enough by its own developer, if that makes sense. Like, um, Treyarch or whatever, or what is it, for Call of Duty? I don't know, Infinity Ward, one of those two, I don't know. But they give really good support. Like, oh, you want spectator mode? Here you go. You want fucking tournaments, online tournaments? Here you go. Like, they're doing all this shit for COD, and where's 343's tournaments? Where's these online like support developers? And I don't know, man. Like, I just wish we had more support. Do you know what I'm saying?
I just with I don't see because back at Reach, where they first brought into the new matchmaking, if you want to call it that, where you get paired up against people of all kinds of skills, where you could get dominated, and it's exactly the same in Halo 4. Like you don't play with people who are as good as you all the time, or who are around the same skill level. It's not a consistent game. The only way it can be consistent is if you play in a pre-made group
Yeah,
and then just come across whoever.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, I didn't want to make this a rant video, but talking to Steve, it's gonna turn out to be a rant video because he's just, I, you're just, you love the game, the old games, and you can't really change that about you.
It's just my opinion. Obviously, other people are going to say they enjoy Halo 4, it's entertaining, they enjoy the campaign, but in my opinion, Halo's never really been. It's never been advertised as a campaign game. It's always been a big multiplayer game.
Yeah,
So
I mean, like, I just, I always get like this, dude. I'll say, fuck it, I want to get into the Halo 4 spirit. But then I just see these stupid settings in like a game, and you're just like, why, possibly why would you do that, you know? Like it almost doesn't make sense how you can be so blind to see that it's ruining the game and you're decreasing in players literally, like, because the game is not what it could be. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not unlocked its potential.
It's just not little things. It's just
A lot of
things
little
that
things put together that actually make a big difference through gameplay, I think.
there's a lot of things where they've just brought in ideas, and it just seems like they haven't thought it through. Like ordnance drops, they obviously thought if you're in a group of players on your team, and you're the obviously the standout player, you're doing really well, but your team is still shit and losing, that you get rewarded for it. But they obviously didn't think that the ordnance drop doesn't land anywhere near you. Anyone can pick it up.
Exactly. I mean, like, the Ghosty Army settings have been changed, but we gotta end the video here. Um, we're gonna be doing this like every week on a night, but I'll figure that out more. So expect a dual com at least from Steve almost every week because we'll get on Skype. But anyway, guys, take it easy, and we'll see you soon. Okay, peace.